Presley's Pod. Happy Sunday. Here's the thing, I'm currently on day two of my time of the month, and we're not going to get too into it, but all I want to say is that a man truly could never. A man could never. And no, now I'm going to say a little bit more. And if he could, it would probably be like legal for him to be able to take off work and stay home. So that's all I'm going to say. And that's what we're dealing with today. Anyway, but we're positive and everything's going to be okay. So I think this week we start with the dating update. Oh, wait, I also want to say one thing. This room is like slowly coming together, but how do I lose pieces of clothing, transferring everything from one room to the next? Like things are missing, and I'm like, okay, where could it have gone? I don't know. Anyway, so let's start with the dating update. So, yes, I went on a date with the 26-year-old, and here's the thing, he listens to this. Oh, I also got a spray tan to make myself feel better about my period. So, there you go. If that's what you have to do, you have to do it, if you couldn't tell. Okay, so here's the thing, he listens to this, which we love. A supportive man, that's great. We were in the car, we went to dinner, we were in a car from dinner to like a jazz club that we went to, and he was like, we have to do something insane to give you content, and I was like, don't worry, like trust me, I'll be able to find some content. So yeah, the date was fun, but here's the thing, I think I said a while ago that like this was going to be the year that Presley like gets out on the town and like stays out late. And have I done that? Not really. And around like 9:45, 10 o'clock of this date, I started like crashing out hard. I was like, I have got to go to bed ASAP. We were in the car. He dropped me off at my apartment and we were in the car. And my eyes, I swear I was like this. Not because I was bored. I wasn't bored. It's just like I try to push the whole bedtime grandma thing, and then I just wake up the next day and I'm just in a bad mood and I'm tired and it's not a good fit. So we'll see. Now that like summertime is hopefully around the corner and people are going to be out more and things are going to be happening, like maybe I can push it a little bit. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, so on the date, we had a great time, but on the date, he asked me about my like intentions and why I was, like on a dating app, like why I was dating. And the last time someone asked me that was very recently, and I had a similar experience and I just fully panicked. Like, I lost all ability to form a sentence. My brain just kind of stopped working. I like suddenly wasn't able to make eye contact anymore, and I became very interested in like the walls, the walls of the restaurant. And I'm not even kidding. He asked me, and this is like literally what happened. I was like, I was like, Presley, like pull it together, you have to say something. And let's dive into that. Okay, so no one has like ever asked me that. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, is it because oh my god, I'm losing my mind. I'm like, is it because is it because oh my gosh, is it because no one liked me, or like no one saw me in that light of like, oh, this could be something more than just casual? Because if you're with someone and it's just casual and it's like what it's gonna be, then like there's no point in asking those intention questions. But something about recently, everyone's like, so what are you looking for? And I'm like, wow, interesting. Maybe I think I said in another episode like, oh, maybe it's because I'm 26 now, like that's like more appropriate age to start asking that question? I have no idea, but basically, moral of that story is I really need to work on my answer. I think I said something like, "Oh, I'm not." There she goes again. I think I said something along the lines of, "Oh, I'm like open to, like short term that turns into long term. Sure, but I'm not like looking for a boyfriend right now." And I mean, in my head, I was like, definitely not looking for a husband anytime soon. Something else that he said, he was like, we met on Hinge, and he was like, you liked me first on Hinge. And I was like, no, I didn't. He was like, yes, you did. And I was like, no, highly doubt that I was the first one to shoot my shot. And he was like, no, you did. And I was like, okay, okay. That night I went home and checked. I did, which I do not remember doing that, but I'm glad it worked out. So maybe that is your sign to shoot your shot. Usually, like, a like, doesn't get you very far, but I don't know. Maybe you just gotta throw him a bone, like we've talked about before sometimes, and see if he bites. I don't know. Anyway, so next week, oh my gosh, I'm already stressed. Next week, he wants to play pickleball, which, couple things. I've never played, and I like to win. I'm don't like to lose. I can handle losing. Some people can't. I can handle losing, but I like to win. And for example, the last time that I went on like an activity date, it was mini golf. And I was very, very bad in the beginning. Like the first two holes or whatever, I was like, oh, this is going to be extremely embarrassing. Like, this is going to be bad. But I was like, Presley, you need to lock in quickly and figure this out because you're not going to embarrass yourself and you're not going to lose. So I locked in. And it was like one of those like crazy mini golfs where it's like you go through the Ferris wheel and then you're going through all the things, and it was like boom, hole in one, boom. Is that what? Yeah, that's golf. And I was like boom, hole in one, boom, hole in one, two times in a row. I swear to you guys, I'm not making this up. The couple behind us was like, "You're really good at this," and I was like, "Thank you." The guy that I was with, fuming. He was so mad, and I was like, okay. And now looking back on it, I'm like, that's probably like a red flag for something in the future. But he was so, I think the last hole he like couldn't get it in, and he just like picked it up and slammed it in the thing, and I was like, okay, it was like as a joke, but not really. And I was like, okay, this probably should have ended for a reason. Anyway, so we're going to pickleball. I've never played pickleball. I'm hoping that my couple lessons in tennis as a child is going to like come through and help me shine. But he was like, it's better two on two. And I have four friends. So I'm like, okay, who? It's not going to be one. Like, I can barely come up with two friends. So he said, oh, I'll bring a single friend and you can bring a single friend. And I was like, okay. It's like, who do I know that would be fun, athletic, a great time? And I texted our dear, dear friend, Addie. And I said, Addie, you better strap up. I'm assuming you wear sneakers for pickleball. You better lace up because I need some backup and I need this favor. Like, you're coming with me to play pickleball. And so that's happening next week. And I think that we'll have to do like a full recap episode on that because I'm so excited. I have never done a double date ever, besides like the random like couple dinners with like past relationship, but never done a double date. I've never seen like Addie with a guy, and yeah, I've never seen Addie with a guy, and she's never seen me with a guy. And the only time that someone has met someone that I was kind of seeing was last win or like this past winter. Lauren and I were at lunch, and this guy was like, "Oh, like you guys are at blah 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 restaurant." Like, "Oh, I'm actually in the area." like have fun. And I was like, oh, stop by. He was like, want to come say hi? Fully thinking that he'd be like, no, I have to work. And he was like, okay, cool, on my way. And I was like, oh, okay, okay. And so I was like, well, we'll see if, we'll see if he actually walks through the door. The doors are like glass where we were sitting. You could see the front door. And Lauren was like, oh, there he is. And he sat down and I was sitting in between them. So looking like this, like Lauren the guy, and just watching two of my worlds collide. I was like, this is my brain couldn't comprehend what was going on. I think I also didn't talk at all during that conversation. I was like this back and forth. And then he ended up paying for lunch. So there you go. Very nice of him. So next, I think I want to like touch back on a little bit of what we talked about last week, the whole idea of creating opportunities for yourself. And I was thinking about it a little bit more. Whenever you have some sort of goal or something that you're moving towards, you can't be so set on just achieving that particular goal, because if you're tying your idea of success or self-worth towards that goal and then it doesn't happen, like the main thing that you should take away from the experience of shooting for the stars is like finding something else. This is making no sense, but stay with me, okay? Finding something else along that journey, right? So as you're working towards this goal, like shoot for the moon, land among the stars. Like we all know, we've seen it in every home goods, okay? It's what happens along the way getting to that goal, but you know that that goal, you're like, okay, if I shoot for this, I know I'm going to land somewhere nearby and I'll still be happy with that. For example, the job that I have now in college, I had no idea that that was a job. Like zero idea that this job existed, and I'm doing it now and I love it and I feel so like this is where I'm meant to be. And so you have to remember those things as you're going along this journey. You can't tie yourself too much to the outcome, but you also see, I always see both sides of everything. And this is why I just like sit in my brain and overanalyze. You also can't like use that as an excuse to not try in a way. Because if you're like, oh, I'm going to shoot for this goal, but I don't know if it'll happen, like I could see that subconsciously, like you're using that as an excuse to not go for it. But something else that I've also been thinking about, and we all know this quote: if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Like, if you want, okay, think about this with me. If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done, right? Because if you are still continuing operating in the same way, but you have all of these new goals, they're not going to happen if you're continuing just doing the same thing. Like I think about, and I've talked about this, like last year versus this year for me, for my career, it's looking pretty much the same. So that's why I got the idea of like, okay, I need to start mixing it up and doing something different so I can get a different outcome. Because if you're just doing the same thing, whether it's career, relationships, like health and fitness, it's like the same thing. If you want to get fit, but you don't do anything to like change your diet or change your workout, then it's like, what? I mean, I'm no fitness expert, but it's like that's probably not going to happen. Or if you want to get out there and meet someone, like maybe you have to leave the comfort of your own home, which is hard, okay? But if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. So you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that is truly the only way that change is going to happen. Because if you're so stuck in your routine and you're stuck in your habits, and then but you have these big goals and dreams, like they're not going to happen. So you have to figure out a way to put yourself out there and go for it. Like at some point you have to jump off the deep end, right? You have to jump off the high dive and go for it. And I think people are so worried about judgment, and people are worried about judgment from other people, but everyone's focused on themselves. And if they're not focused on themselves and they're only focused on you, like that's weird. That's weird and they need to get a life, okay? Like don't I'm so in my own brain and like champion of my friends that I truly don't have time to worry about what other people are doing. And I truly only judge people if they have if they've said something mean or they're like showing their true colors to be actually a horrible person, like yes, I will judge you. Um, but if someone is like taking a leap in their career, I'm like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. So you could be that person for other people to take the leap and inspire people of like, go for it because who knows what could happen. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like this makes sense because isn't the definition of insanity, or it makes sense to me listening to myself ramble. I don't know if it's making sense to you, but I'm like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if you're doing that and you're wondering why things aren't working out, something's got to change. And you're not going to be great at it right away. Like for me doing this, do I know what I'm doing? Kind of. Have I seen improvements from earlier episodes to episodes now? Yes. But like, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to take time for things to get to where you want them to be. So you have to, if this is your, like, if you need a sign to go for it, this is your sign. I always think about as I'm getting older, you realize that life is very short. And I always think about this sounds insane, but if I were to die tomorrow, like on my deathbed, what would I be like? Dang, I should have done that. Or I wish that I just like had the guts to go do that and be more like this or talk to this person, whatever. Like, think about it. If there's something that you like keep thinking about, it's been in the back of your mind, go for it. I swear, like the world needs more people that are just like going against the what's off the beaten path. I don't know what that saying is, but we need more people that are like going for it a little bit more. So that is my like little spiel last like motivational moment, if you will. And this week's hot take, I feel like it's not a hot take, but unfortunately, with what I've been hearing through the grapevine, I think it is a hot take. The beginning of a relationship, like or the beginning of even talking to someone with the potential of a relationship, like it should be like positive, fun vibes. If it's not positive, fun vibes and there's crying and fighting and like disagreements, then like maybe this person isn't your isn't your future boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Like if it's not positive, fun, happy vibes within the first couple months and you're still with them, like what are you doing? Like actually what are you doing? Because it's only going to get worse if you actually like put a label on it and become more serious. So I would just keep that in the back of our minds and remember that there's literally a ton of fish in the sea. Like there's people everywhere that are single and potentially dateable, hopefully. So just like remember that if you find yourself in one of those situations, that doesn't have to be your reality. Like you are fully in control to end it and be like, oh, actually, I don't really want the drama that comes with this. And I feel like if there's going to be all this drama, then maybe you're not my person. Okay, I hope everyone has a great, great Sunday. Next week, I'll have Addie on to give us a little update on the whole pickleball situation. I have to finish packing for a work trip and just, rally as we women do. And I hope everyone has a great week. Remember to like, subscribe, comment if you want, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.